You? Oh, you were dumping me.
I wasn't in the
I was dumping me. I was.
I'm sure listening to what I had to say.
I was listening to what you had to say. I was listening to what you had to say. I know. You go see it on your computer.
Yeah.
And then can you message me the link if you find it? Oh yeah, it's up. Hello. We are doing a somewhat easier ride than the last couple that you've seen. Today is the Zwift Medical Aid number 4 ride. Now, for those that don't know, we ride every weekend, big group ride, anyone can join. The more people that join, the more masks are donated by one of our sponsors, Chit Chats, and that's Dr. Kevin Ham. So last week we had 2,000 participants, the week before was a bit less, the first week was 1,500, so this week we split it into 4 groups. I'm leading Group D, there's still time to get in, there's 9 minutes left till we're off. And yeah, you can like fully just ride easy within 1 to 2 watts per kilo, nothing nothing too strenuous, and yeah, it's going to be, should be fun. As you can see, our live stream has been upgraded since this morning. Thank you to our good friend Louis, who just walked Chanel and I through it basically and created everything. Look how slick it looks. There's going to be different pages and everything. Yeah, so that's we're good to go. That's about it from me. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty cruisy one today. 1 to 2 watts per kilo is that's not a great deal for me at 77 kilos. That's 77 to 154 wattages for 40 kilometers. And then at the bottom of, we're doing the triple loop on London. And then at the bottom of the, I know Michael, we are looking fancy this afternoon, very fancy. And then at the bottom of North Hill, and the last time we're going to race. So, Chanel may come in once or twice, I'm sure. Yeah. Are you and your team also going to participate in one of the Zwift races like Tour de Suisse, Zwift Edition? Don't know. Not sure. I don't know. Nobody's told me, which hopefully means I'm not racing because I'm not very good at online racing. So yeah, I'm not sure. I need to quickly deliver some key messages to the Zwift community. So apologies in advance for being on my telephone. the Zwift companion app. Everyone's messaging in. Right, I've just let everyone know that they're on the Israel medical ride and that I am the team leader. And there's a big beacon above me, and I think Matteo Badaletti, and it's really well organized. It's yeah, so this is pretty crucial. Factor are giving away a van. A van is one of these. That's you've got to go to Facebook for that, I think. And Park Tools are giving away some tools, and there's Maxis gave away some tyres last week. Yeah, there's some real right. That's all sent. Cool. We're good. We're good. I got informed last week to use a power up. You only need to. Sella Italia as well. Mirko just commented on my thing. Sella Italia gave away some saddles in I think the first or the second one. Yeah. How's the view out the window? The view out the window is exactly the same as the view out the window every day, which is unfortunately another apartment block, but we get some afternoon sun on the terrace, which is around about now, which I won't be enjoying. I mean, I could have just swung the turbo train around and done it on the terrace. That would have been smart. Shout out to Thomas Kelsall, absolute weapon on a bike and doing a lot for the diabetic community. So well done, Tom. Good to see you here. Just make sure we're 3 minutes from the start. 3 minutes from the start. Streaming this live from YouTube. This is a cruisy ride of 1 to 2 watts per kilogram. Big beacon above me. Okay, minute and a half to go. Look at this, look at this. We got a new screen. The Zwift main screen. Wasn't that good? Again, thank you, Louis. At some point, we're going to put some key information in there. So if you could let us know what key information you'd like to see in there. It mostly will be what altitude we're at, which is 1,960 altitude. Yes. 48 seconds to go. This is not like a swift race. Right about now, I'm getting ready to gear it up to like 500 or 600 watts to just to basically make it out the start pen. That's what this is about. It's not like a pro race. Pro races, we just cruise out, like real pedestrian, like, unless there's crosswinds from the start, then it's stressful. Or a Tour of Qatar, that's always stressful. Remember the H25 course in Bentley? Yes, I do. I think Harry Tanfield took my course record off it. That's a nice course. There's cat updates in there. Chanel's next group, right? Oh, we're off, and then I'll tell you about Chanel's next group, right? So, sitting at a cruisy 1.6 watts per kilo. So it's we're cruising today. I think it's 40 kilometers long. Yep, 41k. Oh, I am being overtaken a lot. Yeah, right. One to 2 watts per kilo. It's really, yeah, there might be some lag on my live stream, but I will answer all of your questions. Is this one an attack? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do not attack now. This is not an attacking kind of ride. Because this is a ride, not a race. We're just tapping along. 1.5 watts per kilo. Together. What I do when I'm is on Zwift, if you're lucky enough to be a group leader, is it on the map function? You can see the map function, which on your Zwift screen is like that side. You can see me as a yellow bike rider, and then also if you have your view on all around, then someone's just thanked me for riding at the advertised pace. I'm good at riding slow. Yeah, so if you ride, oh, I lost my chain of thought. Yeah, but if you get too far ahead or too far behind, you won't see me in the view or in the map. You might see it on your companion app. So I just put out little like markers. Dan, I put out little markers to say exactly where I am. So right now, just over 1 kilometre. Dan Martin's given me some banter already. Yeah. Thing is with Dan, you talk about 1.5 watts per kilo. My 1.5 watts per kilo is like his 4 watts per kilo. So it's yeah. Do I enjoy turbo training? Oof, yeah, no. It has its place. I think it's really good to get fit if you got the head for it. Someone's still at the start. You can catch up. If you can ride 3 watts per kilo, you can catch up. I think. We're actually going quite fast. Even though we're going easy, we're going quite fast. 48 kilometers per hour. So try and catch up. Someone's asking what are our workouts like these days. This is my weekly quota. This and some Zwift races. People keep saying they're punctured. That sounds like an excuse to me. I'll be a climber extraordinaire. When this is all over, I'm not sure I'm ever going to be a climber extraordinaire. Only on the little climbs, perhaps. Only on the little climbs. Zwift racing. So someone's asked how I find Zwift racing versus normal racing. It's a different sport. Zwift racing just seems to be like just constant threshold rides, races. Just constantly riding at threshold. Yeah, Dan said Zwift racing hurts and the drafting's unrealistic. I would wholeheartedly agree with that, because you're in the bunch, you're going fast, but it's no easier. And the bunch is easy, really easy. Definitely, we have covered that I am at altitude, yes. Zwift is, yeah. Drafting is very easy. Zwift, faster, but not easier. We're gonna go up Box Hill for sure, and I think right near the end we're gonna race up Box Hill. At some point Chanel will make an appearance, not in Zwift, but like just here or here. Probably with a cat. Probably Albert, because Diane is still getting to grips with here. Right, and this is, so people are starting to ask now where we are, and so this is where I say I'm at 4 kilometers, and if I'm unlucky people ask for miles as well, and I have to convert that in my head, which takes a while. And by the time I've converted it, this is cool, this is a good question. How many masks have been donated in total? So it's a couple of thousand. It's a few thousand actually. A few thousand. Very generous of Dr. So someone's just said I need to play my TT champ soon. Oh, I got that wrong. I'm not at 4 kilometres. Yes, I am at 4 kilometres. Yeah. If you're watching the live stream next to Zwift, there'll probably be a delay. The best we've got it to is 6 seconds. Sometimes it's been up to a 2-minute lag between what I'm doing and what you're doing. Hello.
Hey, all you crazy cats and kittens. I heard someone might want to see the cat.
Yeah, everyone wants to see the cat.
He doesn't love the sound of the bike, so he's sort of like, he's happy to just sit for a little bit. It's not his favourite room to be in though. Much prefers being out, just sun lounging, getting fed kibbles and gravy. So this, for anyone who has never met our cats, this is Meowbit. He's, okay, we're going to put Meowbit down. And our other cat, Diane, who is a new addition, she also gets a little bit spooked by the wheels. Our previous cat, Mary, God rest her soul, is not with us anymore. She once dared to go near the bike, and unfortunately got her tail caught. So the cats have been a little bit wary of the bike ever since. So yeah. Anyway, I'm off.
No, I stay.
You've got to talk to.
I've got 2 crowds I have to.
But you can, with them, you
but
can
there's
see
no guarantee they are watching. You see, these people aren't watching this.
Watching YouTube. Well, I'll commandeer YouTube for a bit, but
Yeah, if you have any questions for Chanel,
well,
she'll be on the chat.
Like also like
Is the chat down there? Or is the chat? Yeah.
non-cycling related. The chat is to the side. I don't know if it's to the right or to the left. We'll work all this out. But hey, just take a moment to appreciate our screen.
Yeah, that's been going on. We forgot to put the information above the Katusha thing.
And someone, yeah,
See?
so we don't know what people don't know what they're doing. You're already sweating.
It's because we don't have a fan.
This is
Remember?
hard. Do you want me to manually fan? I'll get a
Someone's
manual
asked if I'm
fan.
on a structured training plan right now. No, just Swift racing. Just picking and choosing Swift races and getting my ass kicked.
You have a quota of an hour, so a set hour amount every week that you do. So you just have to work out hours.
Yeah, my coaches try and give me an hourly quota for the week, and that's until we get something really solid to train for. It's until we get something solid to train for, it's difficult to do something structured.
This is a good question. What Zwift experiences would be able to carry over to your pro career? 'Cause you'd think it would be what things in the pro world can you take to Zwift, but Zwift appears to be a completely different planet, literally. So what things could you have learned from digital racing that you can take to pro racing?
If it wasn't for corners, I wouldn't be a very good pro rider. And braking and bike handling, I think my makeup's and and just generally being aerodynamic. So it comes down to power and weight.
Do you want to show everyone the aero tuck just one more time? Come on, give us an aero tuck. And the wind goes over.
Better on the TT right there.
There's no planks here. There's no point going aero in Zwift though, is there? Because, there's no wind, there's no fan. I operate as a manual fan. Someone said, what do I do while Alex is riding? I mean, I exist just to serve Alex, so I don't do anything while Alex is riding. I just sit and wait for him to be finished.
Cater for my every need. Can I get the battery pack for this whilst we're at it? Or carefully, please.
See, this.
Yeah.
Got enough bottles?
Yeah.
Cool. Crazy kittens and kittens. I'll be back. Some other time. Bye.
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 Bye. Just quickly, she wants to come in. Just quickly, because she was meowing at the door. This is Diane. This is our newest addition to the family. Hi.
zero today, no. So who's watching the live stream on? Who's actually doing the ride? Because if you're on the live stream, you're not doing the Zwift ride. Better have some good excuses, some really good excuses, because this is for a good cause, and it costs you nothing but 40 kilometers in the legs at a real cruisy pace, like cruisy pace, 1 to 2 watts per kilo. Roger's asked if I have water in the bottles or just anything to drink. I have only water at the moment. It's this isn't this might be difficult for Dan Martin, that is. For me, even at altitude, this is about the chats and the chats and the camaraderie. Except for Dan, who might be struggling a little bit, bless his heart. Is Dan behind or ahead of me? I don't know. I can see the screen as well. Oh. Dan. See him being watched. Here's my view right now. Just being watched from afar. I don't have any music playing at the moment, for who's asking. This is nice and steady, this. I'll just quickly put my distance in as we get up to 10 kilometers. So Michael's asked about TT pacing. And he said he has a 320 FTP. So what are you averaging? 320, 330 for a 11 mile TT? I think the trick is to start at that. Don't start at 400 because you can't hold it. Because it's like physically you're not there. Try not to get carried away. I've gone into many a TT thinking my FTP is like 400-ish down at sea level, and I have spent many a TT starting at 500 thinking today's the day. And then it isn't. Almost ever. No, it never is. Oops. Peachy ass is the secret to a good TT. Someone's asked if there's any other medical personnel riding. It's a nurse at the hospital in Sheffield, and today is my one day off. Thank you for joining on your one day off. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, that's something. So if anyone else is joining, please let us know. Well, someone's asked if I'll be in the tour this year. Does ASO have more power than the UCI? You'd hope not. So there's 30 in the team, Israel Startup Nation, and 8 go to the tour. So the competition is fierce for the domestique roles. Well, I think we're just seeing the other group go. The Rory and Dan oh, big ring. I don't want the big ring. Going up a hill. The pace just changed massively. Rory and Dan are on the chat. I've done quite a few years with Rory Sutherland. Safe to say we go back. We go back a long way. Rory's nickname for me at Movistar was Princess. Make of that what you will. So I just said, been upgraded. Does that mean I get upgraded to Queen? That could be quite funny. I was just asked if Chanel and I ride together. We do. And if it's hilly, we take a tow rope. Oh, someone missed the start. Sorry. Let's let everyone know which distance we're at. We're 14.2 kilometers. Right, so let's focus on the YouTube group chat, so if you've got any questions, fire away. We should have Matteo Badalati in this group and Reto Hollenstein. I haven't seen them on the road as yet. Still got 27k to go, so there's plenty of time to see them. My heart rate at the moment is 89. No, in case I didn't mention it before, I'm at altitude, so that's at least 87 at sea level. But you know, I don't want to make a thing of it. How big this ride is? 41 kilometers long. Includes Box Hill, Fox Hill, I think Leaf Hill. We got 26. Do I believe? How's the start of the season been with Israel Startup Nation? It was awesome. Went to Australia, went to UAE. Kind of got quarantined in UAE, but then we came back. Yeah. But really good team camaraderie. We have a Conti team as well, so we swapped in and out a lot of the riders from the Conti team, which was real cool. So you can feel like you're not just racing, you're helping some of the other folk, some of the other youngsters as well. Yeah, really enjoyed it. How James Pickley is he's a monstrous talent. Cracking power to weight ratio. Will he take the KOM on the famous climb in Montreal this summer? That sounds like a very specific question. Yes, I think. I have not raced the flat to slick yet. I went and did sort of my own TT. So just on a course I knew in sort of February, March time. And it was good, time was fine. Didn't have a disc wheel, but had deep wheels, TT bike, skin suit. So it's pretty cold though. But yeah, it performed well. I was happy with it. My max heart rate compared to my heart rate's not been going that high on Zwift. It's been staying. It's been staying like 170 seems to be at my limit. Yeah. We never got to the bottom of why the live stream was pulled down on day one. Maybe just one very unpleasant individual complaining about it. Unfortunately, they do exist. Do I prefer to grind or spin? Just sometimes what's comfortable. TT generally is 90 to 95 RPM, roughly. Someone's heart rate's the same as mine, but he's sitting on the couch watching. That's not the idea of this. The idea of this is to not be on the couch watching. Quickly, 17 kilometers done. Everyone okay? Yeah, so when we go racing, I think that's a common thing. We generally pick up a lot of comms in the local area, especially Tour Britain's always a fun one. Sorry. Sorry, Tagan. Is time higher cadence better for time trialing, or it's just preference? I don't think you want to be too hard, because like revving out is real, like, cardio hits you. And then you don't want to be grinding, because then if you have to change pace quite a bit, then that's more difficult. So there is an element of being there is definitely an element of what's comfortable, but I think try and keep it around there. So between 80 and 100. And how to train for it, just practice. Do intervals in that cadence. Do intervals if you struggle to do a high cadence. Do intervals of that high cadence. Not Dan, let's talk about Dan. We can talk about Dan. Dan, Israel Startup Nation man. But my resting heart rate, I have seen high 30s. I've seen mid 30s before. I don't really check it much. Yeah. Any hour record in the future from Mirko. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Favourite off-bike activities? Go-karting, racing cars, online. Yeah. These anything involving a car really. That's the ticket. I have no idea what my Vero 2 Max is. Apparently it's not spectacular at all. There's just no one who seems to be all that impressed by it. Have I tried a Whoop? Yes, I wore a Whoop band last year. I did like it from an information point of view. I didn't like it tell you that you're going to have like in a stage race, for example, we tell you you're going to have a good or bad day, which quite often would then be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But you don't really know, because it's like, oh, I feel fine, but Whoop tells me I'm not. And then you get on the bike and you're like, I feel alright. And then you start riding and you're like, oh, maybe I don't feel alright. But then what's in your head and what's actual in your legs? So I got rid of it in the end. I was just kind of like, I don't want to know, because you in a stage race you don't have the choice of a good and bad day. Yeah. This Friday is easier than this morning, yes. Are pros expected to ride sponsors' bikes in Zwift? I think every pro I've seen has ridden a sponsor's bike in Zwift. There's no reason not to. But Factor are not on Zwift, unfortunately, so I pick a Specialized for time trialing and a Parlay for road racing, but it's not really given it any thought. But yeah, someone's asked, Gwen Jorgensen had Specialized unlocked for her when I started Zwifting with Movistar. Canyon Zwift unlocked the canyons for me, so I was on that. Right, so I think we're about to go up some climbs. We've come out of London city centre into out of city centre.
Would you like to try some better?
Yes.
Huh?
1 second. Yeah.
You want better?
Yes.
This is the taste test part of baking. I haven't actually made this before, but I have a feeling it's going to be a good time. They are oat. Just deciding whether to make them with bars or cookies. I'm thinking cookies, but banana, peanut butter, chocolate chip oat cookies, which are actually really good while you're on the bike because they've got honey in them, like Manuka honey for slow releasing energy, and oats, obviously, which are carbs. So one day when we're all allowed outside again, these might be really good for on-bike snacks. But until then, you can find someone in your household, someone can just feed you batter while you're riding. I, for one, on the Monday ride will be requiring immense amounts of batter.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Passes the douse it on a bike test. Oh god, gravity hut. I've got oil on me. How's it getting on? Chatting?
Yeah.
Doing some racing?
No.
Oh,
Just
it's
riding.
group riding.
Yeah.
Did we have? There was a widget that came up.
Did it come up?
No, I don't think it worked. But it was a really funny. A friend who helped us do the overlays somehow managed to pull a GIF of me from Oktoberfest drinking a beer, and there's all these different functionalities within chat. But yeah, if that happens, the GIF's supposed to pop up of me doing cheers, but I don't think it worked. So we may have to retry that for. Are you streaming tomorrow?
Maybe not.
Don't cough into the batter. Monday will be the next streaming. Too much of a good thing. Right, I'm gonna put this in.
Bye.
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 Bye, friends. I'll re-commandeer the chat back in the kitchen. But remember, if you hear the A word, you gotta take a drink because we're playing the Alex Dowsett at altitude drinking game. So make sure everyone.
There's still questions coming in. You're on death row.
Done that.
What's your last meal? Well, that cookie batter isn't bad. Shout out to Patrick, fellow haemophiliac from the States, even though you guys don't spell it right. It's during normal time. How many hours a week do you train? In the winter, and 27 to 32. 3 weeks on, 1 week less. Then in the summer, probably a little less. Just depends on the time of the season, really. Because you gotta knock it back before racing, and sort of replacing hours with intensity. Shout out here to Tracy Verdagen. Hope I pronounced that right. Who was a nurse on her second Israel ride. Thank you for spending the time to join us, and thank you for your help. Favourite car or vehicle you've ever driven? Oh, Porsche GT2 RS. I had a Toyota Supra lately, which was surprisingly good. One of the new ones. I really enjoyed that. And I'm excited for the new Toyota Yaris GR. Yeah. If you could only have one factor, which one would you go for? Obviously the slick time trial bike. I really enjoy the Tour of Romandy and the Tour of Switzerland. I like racing. No, I like riding in Switzerland. I don't like racing in Switzerland, except for TTs. They always do fairly mental TTs in Switzerland. Lots of corners, lots of bergs, cobbles. They seem to cram a lot into a very short distance. And I like that, and it often rains as well, and I like that as well. Am I faster than Greipel? Under a kilometre? Oh, under 2 kilometres? No. Over 2 kilometres? Yes. Yeah, I think so. we do have a Golf R at the moment. It's ticks all the boxes. It's had a stage 1 remap. It's 365 brake. It's got a Militech exhaust. It's fine. I like the rain. I like the rain for time trialing because a lot of people don't. And people don't like cornering in the rain, and I'm quite confident in my bike handling in the rain. If Harrogate Worlds was in the rain, I think I'd have preferred that. I'd have maybe done better. I think, or binned it. Joe, I've never tried a Tesla. I would really like to. Just the acceleration. Mind blowing. I hear. Someone on the right got married. That's big. That's big. Oh, I lost the messages. Huh. Andy's leaving this ride to get married. What a legend. Just some friendly group leader banter. So Andy on the ride, he's left the ride early. He's left the ride early to go get married, so he's not late. Brilliant. As if he was late, going down. Right, what else have we got? Oh, someone works for VW. Do you like the GTI TCR? I'm going to have to Google that. I don't know exactly. I don't know what a GTI is. I don't know what that iteration is. Disc or rim brakes? Tough one. Disc brakes for performance, rim brake to open up wheel choices. I think there's currently more options for rim brake bikes than disc brake bikes. I do not see the reason to have disc brakes on a TT bike unless putting the braking system at the fork cleans up the aero around the crown of the fork and the headset, because no one's ever won a TT for being able to brake. Yeah, I like all the factors. I know that's a very I have to say that, and I do, but I like the factor 1 is incredibly stiff, and then the VAM is light. It's very light. I like that the factor 1 is a flat bike, and the VAM is a climbing bike. There's a clear difference between them. The Canyon, the Air Road and the Ultimate, the two, they were the same. They're both, I think it was like 50 grams difference or something absurd between them. So why would you take, I took the Ultimate because I was more comfortable on it, but I didn't really understand the big difference between them. Yeah. So Team Brad or Team Froome? Team Dan. I'm Team Dan Martin. Always and forever. And if I'm not Team Dan, I'm Team G. And Team Froome. I answered that badly. Alright, Froome, I was teammates with Froome. I was teammates with Brad, never really raced with him. I was teammates with Froome a lot and did race with him and really enjoyed it. He was a great laugh, very gracious, which I liked. Brad, he wasn't so nice when it was around our record attempts. Not just to me, just kind of put everyone else's attempts down. I didn't break that, but maybe it's his PR company, whoever was doing it, but yeah, bike riders, I like nice bike riders. DI2 or SRAM wireless. Oh, the SRAM wireless was very easy to set up, but it would break down every so often. DI2, I've not had any reliabilities issues with it yet. Haven't had to set it up either. So the DI2 is, so far I'm very happy with it. 10 mile TT, 450 is a good 10 mile TT, 400 is a bad one. That's the sort of wattages I'm generally after. I used to ride the asymmetric chain rings. I really liked them. But there's still no one's ever managed to prove or disprove them. No one unbiased, that is. I liked them. It made sense to me. Just got to quickly check in on the Zwift chat, let everyone know where I'm at. 23.4 kilometres, 23.5 kilometres. Nice pace. If you're ahead, he's up. If you're behind, roots and beans. Just ask Rory how his leg's doing. Who's my favourite cyclist in history? Someone's asked. Boardman. He's sort of the first pro I was really aware of, mainly because of the Lotus bike, the hour record. I liked it. Favourite World Tour kit that isn't... Right, am I allowed to say last year's Katusha World Tour kit? Because that was real classy. This year's kit... I don't know. Trek always knocks out classy kit. Not like super standout, but classy. The Canyon SRAM Girls kit, that's always a winner. The Katusha Girls kit is great. Yeah. Sea level FTP. Don't really do FTP tests, but 400-ish. Yeah, something like that. Rory. Always an answer. Now a good time to mention I need a wee. That's a problem. What's the story with the ambulance? I don't know a story with the ambulance. Oh, maybe the... Advice for juniors. Okay, this is a good one. Advice for juniors. Don't take it too seriously. Because...
Did you want me to take them because you need to use the bathroom?
What, to actually ride?
Yeah.
The pedals will be too low.
Might be worth it, sometimes.
No, you're alright.
Okay.
Sorry?
You need like come into...
No, I'm good. Advice for juniors. Yeah, don't take it too seriously. Because ultimately, it may seem important, but you'll quickly forget about what you achieved as a junior when you turn under 23. It's a stepping stone, but it's also kind of irrelevant. For example, Marcel Kittel won Junior Worlds TT twice. Rolled me for 3.5 minutes. I think that was the last time he beat me in a TT. I never got close to him in a sprint. So it's it's all very just don't take it. Try everything as well. Like, don't confine yourself to a category. Definitely don't confine yourself to a category. You're not a climber. You're not a sprinter, time trialist, nothing. You're a bike racer. So race everything. All of them. Try everything. Don't say no to anything. That's my advice. What was your breakthrough moment to get first pro contract? 2010. Well, 2009 I got 8th in the under 23 Worlds, and then Axel Merckx took me on to LIVESTREAM, or Axiom Roadmans. And then that year I just went from racing in Italy to racing in America, and just racing in racing in places where that were more suitable for me to race, like Holland and Belgium. I was doing more time trials. So that was the year. I won under 23 Euros. I got breakaways into Qatar, I wore the yellow jersey at L'Avenir, second in the prologue, I wore the green jersey in L'Avenir. Just a couple of wins and a lot of podiums. So I was teammates with Taylor Finney, so he'd win a prologue and I'd be second. To the point where it was just ridiculous. Advice for non-junior comers to the sport. Oh, still the same. Don't think you're like, I see some guys, they start and they're like, oh no, I'm a big guy, so I'm a sprinter. Like, give it a couple of years of being a cyclist first, then decide what you are. Like, listen, you might be punchy, you might be a diesel, you don't really know until you get involved in every aspect of racing, but get involved. Like some of my mates, they do group rides and they're very good. And I'm like, you should race, and they just don't. I'm like, but race, just go and race. There's plenty of them. No, do hilly ones, do flat ones, do attack, like sprint, attack from the gun, get into breakaways, just throw yourself into it. What did I do when I quit cycling? Panic? Mostly panic. Do I like how EF go about their business? I do like EF. They've really lifted their game in the last couple of years as well. Yeah, good team. And the riders seem really happy within the team as well. So, yeah. When I retire from pro cycling, will I become a Swift Pro? Unlikely. I'm yet to finish in the top 20. That's a good point from Michael. Join a club as well. Join a club. I like the American crits. Rider roads. Belgium, you just feel like you're a corner away from death all the time. There's barbed wire fences and the ridge of death in the middle. Do I enjoy riding classics? No. I enjoyed finishing Roubaix, but Roubaix is the only one that kind of suited me because he's a bit more on the gas for a while, whereas Belgian ones you're like on, off. So yeah, we used 4i power meters. Very good. They work well. Both sides. Both sides work well, and they are double-sided. Yeah, very happy with them. That's how I've got into cycling, through my haemophilia. I wasn't allowed to do sports at school, so set about finding something I was good at. Rory, why didn't you find something you were good at then? Plans for post-pro level cycling. As I said before, panic. Yeah, I finished my A-levels and then didn't go to uni, so probably stay within cycling in some capacity. I don't really want to be a DS. I'm not good enough at race tactics for that. Maybe something in time trialing. Maybe. Funniest ever roommate. To laugh at. To laugh with, Marco. To laugh at. God, I don't know. There's been so many. I don't know. Happy birthday to Steve Leverett. Oh, Andy's still here. Andy's still on the ride. He's like, oh, I've got to go. I'm going to be late. This is I don't know if I'll be in the tour this year. I just don't know. There's 30 of us, 8 go. Honestly, the favourite thing about being a pro cyclist and least favourite thing.
You've been very vague about what you're going to do post retirement.
Panic.
Got 3 mouths to feed, yeah? This is a big one. Big girl got to eat. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Fresh out of the oven. We're doing a live taste test, but
Let's do that.
he'd get a smack if he said it was not nice, so that's alright.
That's great.
It's another recipe. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm having to tell Andy to go to his wedding.
What? He's got a wedding?
He's getting married this afternoon. And he's doing this ride and he's like, oh, I've got to get off at the time.
Isn't it? It's 4 o'clock. He's must be a
don't
very
know,
late
where?
wedding. Andy, if you're watching,
Go to your wedding.
go on, scoot. Get down the aisle. Is there an aisle? I don't think people can get married at the moment because everything's closed.
You're having a ceremony.
Maybe they're having a lounge room ceremony. I'd like to see photos if you're willing to share. Like just what a lockdown wedding looks like.
Tips for a Tinder account?
Oh, love me a Tinder account. So it depends. Is it female or male asking? Who asked the question? Where did that come from?
On YouTube.
Tips for a Tinder account. Okay, you are a male, so from a female's perspective, I'd say, and this is obviously I'm a little bit out of the game now because 3.5. Yeah, the old ball and chain here. Every man on Tinder seemed to have the same 4 photos. So there was one with a dog or a puppy. There was one with a child or baby, but it would always have haha, not mine, picture 3, not mine. Something in a suit, so either from a best man or a wedding or business, I don't know, something in a suit. And then generally something I don't know, maybe from Oktoberfest or I hiked a mountain or just to show that you were a traveller or you'd done some experiences. Alex had all of the above. Dog, suit, there was actually one of you on a bike and I was like, a bit weird.
Carl was in the background.
The car in the background. Don't know. So my tip would be, I think men swipe through Tinder and they don't really read much, but I think women do. So I would be as detailed on your bio as you can, maybe, and a little bit of quirk, a little bit of interest goes a long way because everyone sort of says the same thing. That would be my advice. Take it or leave it. But I'm more than I love writing Tinder bios and helping friends online dating, and I love the size matchmaking, so we might look to do that again. Actually, there's been a lot of people asking for that during lockdown, So perhaps it's time to restart that. What about you? You doing lockdown matchmaking?
Oh, you were quite good at that.
It was funny. Andy is on Eastern time. It's only 11 o'clock there now.
Is Andy on this as well?
I think so, someone said. Do you enjoy riding with me? Because someone finds it hard to change pace riding with his other half.
Do I enjoy riding with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, chat's alright. You've got to get you out the door first.
A little bit sluggish. You know, a few things to do before I get out. I think people are saying 3 mouths to feed. 3 mouths to feed is in 1, 2,
2 cats.
and 2 cats, so that's actually 4. But as in, yeah.
3 mouths outside my own.
3 mouths outside Alex.
But you do the feeding.
I do the feeding, yes, and the grocerying, the shopping. Time to fix the second trainer. I know. Although it's kind of nice being able to pop in and out, and then because I just ramble. I literally just talk for like an hour, and all you'd get is just this constant dribble. So it's probably quite good that there is some separation, and you can get some actually interesting cycling-based knowledge.
And I get some me time.
And Alex gets some quiet time. But no, Monday's the next. That's when I'm doing the cafe ride. So that literally will be an hour's worth of dribble and smack talk. Probably nothing cycling related. We've just swapped back. Oh, my bra's on show. It's fantastic. just pull that up. I've got a mark from baking on me, so I'm trying to cover that up so I look like a grub. So, yes. Someone just said the issue why we can't ride together. We did have 2 trainers, but one of them, the very first day that we tried to do a group ride together, it hissed and it smoked, and that was the end of that. That's a kicker?
Yeah, but Wahoo are going to replace it.
Are they?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Wahoo. But at the moment, because we can't send anything, we can't get anything sent in, it's just one. So we swap the bikes out. And I just kind of meander around while Alex is racing. Yeah. Diane's settling in really well. She is. Oh, sorry, I've got cookies in the oven. Someone just asked what I was baking. There's another round of cookies. Bye.
Yeah, we went from a downhill to an uphill, so shifting all the gears. How's Diane settling in? She is constantly hungry, all the time. If we're making food for us, she wants some. I think because she's might have been abused in the past, or just like she was real thin, so I think she eats like every meal is her last. Her and Albert are not friends yet, but they will be eventually. What's my favourite thing about being a pro cyclist? The travel, I think. It's travelling is great. But it's also the travelling is sometimes my least favourite thing. It's a lot of time away from home. Tips for training as a junior. I'll say what I said before. Don't take it too seriously. Just race a lot. Club 10s, crits. Just join group rides. Learn from local experienced riders. Just ride hard, but don't take it too seriously. Don't think about workload. Don't think about, like, work on what you're not very good at, if you know what that is, but enjoy it. Like, please don't. Because what you do as a junior really does not matter, and you'll realise that when you turn senior. Go back to the Marcel Kittel story. He won junior time trial worlds twice, and I think that was the last time he won TTs. So they really, what you sort of rider you are as a junior doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't necessarily determine what kind of rider you are as a senior. So I need to quickly send some messages to the Zwift group chat. Bear with me a second, apologies. Okay, we're on Box Hill. I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to go hard because I have a Zwift race after this. Someone's asked, versus, I like triathletes. I'd kill to be able to wear ankle socks and short sleeves. Cam's a good guy, a bit of a weapon. Lionel Sanders as well, for Amfredino, shit. I think it'd be interesting to have like one of us TT against Jan, 180k TT. It's not what we do normally. And Cam, I'm a Lucy Charles fan more than anything. A local girl and just a fighter. I really enjoy it. If I could have a crack at an Ironman, it's the marathon that would get me. I've got a funny ankle as well from running, so a funny ankle from haemophilia, so running seems to flare it up a bit. So that might unseat me. Yeah. very good at waking up in the morning. It's just easy to have a lie in. Which Grand Tour? Here's a good question. Which Grand Tour would I prefer to do? I've never done a Vuelta, and I've heard lovely things about it. The Tour is the Tour. It depends on how it sits with Worlds as well. You know, the Tour's meant to end 3 days before the World's TT. That's an issue. Yeah, so the Vuelta, I think, could be interesting in a December race, especially if you know, do Tour Down Under. It's a long season. Told everyone that I see a bright future ahead for Dan Martin. Oh, LD, well done for making it. Thank you. 7 AM. Oh, it's 5:30 PM here. How much do I like New Zealand? Yeah, a lot. It's a good place. It's a good place. Very cool place. Oh, reopening the Thighs Club shop. Yes, one day. Once coronavirus is out, we will resume Thighs clubbing. Because it was so exciting to start, but just it's very tough in this current climate, and I think it's more about the just making sure the world is a safe place before starting to and trying to help that way. Then you know, the Thighs Club, we can resume it once the world is settled, which we will. Yeah. Well, let's do a big shout out. Oh, wrong chat. Cool. With Adam Hansen's strive to get more and more data, like to kit radios, if you're interested in doing it, is there somewhere you'd like to go after prototyping? Yeah, I like the technical side of things. I would need to study more. I'm not up to speed. I like engineering, but I am no engineer. I like tech, but I'm off the pace. I like aero, but I'm not an aerodynamicist, but I learn what I can, and yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Would I ever set up a Twitch race with other pro racers? That's on car racing, yes. I don't even know who else does online racing, car racing though. We're currently not allowed to ride outdoors. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to, no matter where I was, because, you know, just crashes can happen. You can take up a hospital bed. There's people that need it more, and even though I'm a good bike rider, and I do not crash, touch wood, it happens when you really need it not to. Yeah. Paul, you better hope Chanel doesn't read that. No, Chanel runs the outfit. GCN, I like GCN. I do like GCN. It's a cracking channel. I don't know if I'm presenter material for GCN, but we'll see. What's my greatest achievement since riding a bike? Well, since this morning I had lunch. I think, you know, 2 healthy cats, that's an achievement in itself. Yeah, 2 healthy cats. Jokes, it's the haemophilia. Like, Little Bleeders, my charity, that's what I'm most proud of. That's my, and I'm more proud than most things almost everything I do on a bike as well. So, yeah. A lot of Neopro. I actually miss the blue eggs ever so much. Oh, they're poached eggs on toast. I used to do I'd ride an hour to the blue egg, pre-breakfast, have breakfast there. And then continue training after. And they'd serve me out porridge, eggs on toast, whatever I wanted. It was great. Right, we have 5k left on a big old, top of Box Hill. There we go. There we go. Pink jersey. No, I didn't. I never worn the pink jersey in the Giro. I wore the white jersey for the day, the Young Riders. Never the pink. Stage win was cool. Very cool. But, you know, you can't quite put into words when a mum says that, when a mum says to you that she knows her son can lead a normal life because of the life you lead. That's bigger than any, that's bigger than any bike race win, for sure. What do you hope to ride this year? Tour de France, Euro for Ottawa, Tour Britain? Well, I think I'd just like to race. I hope that we can race. I really just want to race. Yeah. I don't really mind what it is. Not mountain time trails, or just anything with mountains. Although I probably will have to, but yeah, I just want to race. Oh, someone's like, sorry, what's the blue egg? I should make that clear. The blue egg is a cafe in Essex. Essex, where I'm from. And yeah, it's a great cafe. if you're in the area, should go. Do you think your team cycling gets more visibility through this events compared with normal races? No. But there's definitely, this is opening up, not opening up, I think this is fast forwarding. This is fast forwarding us participating in online racing as a more official channel. Yeah. I did watch the Movistar documentary. Yep. Very good. They brought back a lot of memories. Last year's, I like last year's Nationals. I mean, I came away with some good results, so I really liked them. Road race could have been 5k shorter, that's when the lights went out for me. But a beautiful time trial course, bit of everything. Yeah, it was good. Tesla or Porsche Taycan? Porsche Taycan. I want to go in a Tesla though, but it's a Porsche Taycan, it looks prettier. 3.7k to go for me, and we're rocketing, cruising and rocketing. What do I see myself doing after I retire from the World Tour? That's been quite a common question today, and my answer has been panicking, but probably in cycling, hopefully in the tech side of things. Fastest I've ever been on a bike, 118.8 kilometers per hour. 72.7 miles per hour, that is. It's Tour de Suisse. It's very straight, very downhill. I think more mind-blowing was that we did 80k an hour for 10 minutes at some point. Just going to send a message to the ride. When's the hour record on? Hopefully at some point, because there's something I really want to do at some point. He does not have a fan yet. Yeah, Porsche guy, yes. That would be my supercar of choice, I think. Do you think BC are messing the UK cycling scene up? I don't think that. Things can always be improved, but things can always be improved, but no one's messing anything up. Would you ever do a monster day in the saddle? Yes, talked about, but I'd make it like, not like Adam did, which was like north to south, which is like a bike ride. I want to have purpose. So there's a east to west effort record that Michael Broadwith brought to my attention. 14 hours. But it'd have to be like going. Maybe that. Probably not this year now with the delay into the season, but yeah. Audi R18 or 911 LMP1 car, either, and either doesn't, like Christ, they're both hell of a cars. Yeah. There's a couple of these I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go for. Thank you, Lord Delego. That's, I appreciate that. Oh, 1k to go. To go. $700 meters to go. I have not got the Tron bike. I don't know how to get it, but yeah, I have it. So you know, everyone's got the Tron bike. Would you go on Adam? Adam Blythe has not asked me to be on his YouTube channel. I've also not asked him to be on this YouTube channel, although we have partaken in each other's Instagram channels. So, oh, we're almost there, almost at the end. So thank you. Start winding this down, so we're crossing the finish line. I'll just change the screen, webcam main. There we go. Thank you everyone. This has been good fun for me, watching all of your interaction, and we've done it for, remember we have done this for Israel Startup Nation. It's a medical aid ride. It's raising, the more participants, the more people, the more masks. Dr. Kevin Ham is donating to donating to hospitals. I think we're a fair few thousand now, and today will help massively. So thank you for coming, and thank you for all your questions. Thank you, Chanel, for the cookies, and until just ask Cameron Jeffers how to get the Tron bike. How do you, Cameron Jeffers? Yeah, nah, thanks for coming, thanks for the questions. Until next time.